All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday, May 4th. I got 3 player props in the NBA to bring to you in today's video. We are still traveling, so we're going to have a little bit shorter of a video. We're not going to dive into each of these games, 2 playoff games today. Not going to dive into them like in depth. More so going to stick in the lane of our player props that we have. In terms of how we did yesterday, there it is. Tried to go away on me quickly. 2 same game parlays, put a half unit on each of them, and you know what? Just didn't work out. James Harden being the biggest, I guess, the person that I'm upset with here. But nonetheless, it was tough because as I'm watching those games at the sportsbook, right, or that game, I was like, okay, yeah, like maybe right beforehand, I wanted to go up there, throw in Denver money line, throw in the over, like we talked about in the damn video. But woulda, coulda, shoulda is get you nowhere in this industry. We got to own it. 0 and 2 day, half unit plays, but still, neither one of those same game parlays come through for us. Maybe we can do a little bit better today. It was crazy because we have that nice MLB day, which is yesterday 4-0 day. Roll it on over to the NBA, and it's like, oh, well, that sucks. You know what I mean? We didn't have a good day just mentally because one we swept in, one we got reverse swept in. Those cancel out to some degree, right? But again, that was all yesterday. Let's go ahead and dive into today. 3 plays, coming your way, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Play number 1. We're gonna start with 2 Cavs player props, and then we have a Rockets player prop for today's video. But I'm going DeAndre Hunter over 1.5 3-pointers made. Now, this is, like we like to say, more juice than Jose Canseco in his prime, right? It's actually at best, I think, best available 150 over on ESPN. Super juiced, but this is minus 155, minus 160 in other places. And I do like this spot. He's averaging 2.4 threes over his last 10 games. He's hit this in 9 of his last 10. The only game he didn't was in that game 1 against Miami, and he only played like 16 minutes, right? If this guy gets the minutes, he should see some action. And what I like about this is we know Indiana's defensive woes come as you get closer to the hoop, right? But what I liked is that we saw them really try to pack the paint and play some good interior and tough defense against that Bucks squad. They'll have to do that same thing against the Cavs in this series, in this game, if they want to stand a chance, right? Stopping Mobley, stopping Mitchell, stopping Jared Allen down low. I think we're going to see a decent amount of spot up opportunities from some of these guys on the Cavs, and I like DeAndre Hunter to be the guy in game 1, but there's plenty of options out there. And even our play number 2 that we'll get into in a second in this game correlates to some degree there. But yeah, I do think that the game script is going to fit this perfectly. He might get a decent amount of spot up opportunities. On the whole season, Indiana allowed the 4th most spot up success, and that is how he scores, or at the second way of him scoring. In transition is another way that he likes to score, which will be great if he gets going because this could be a high scoring game given the 2 teams. But to me, I stuck with the threes. If you like his points, I don't necessarily hate that either. But 2 threes in and out, easy as that. DeAndre Hunter over 1.5 3-pointers made. Play number 2, like I mentioned, is in the same game. We're looking at Darius Garland here. I like his over 5.5 assists. So in line with what we just talked about with Hunter, I think that Garland's going to have a couple more easy assists than he normally would. So obviously he likes to come off the pick and roll and whatnot. Indiana allows a lot of points to the ball handler off the pick and roll, which wouldn't help us in this assist case. But I think that they're going to kind of pinch him. They're going to run at him, and he's going to have these spot up opportunities for the shooters around him, in which he doesn't have to do the, home run, no look pass down low for someone to score. He might be able to go, hey, boom, DeAndre Hunter hits a 3. Hey, counts as an assist for me. Put that on the box score. So I do think that this is a spot in which, 5.5 assists. He's been crushing this, by the way. We didn't even really mention that. He's hit this in 8 of his last 10 games, averaging 7.4 assists per game over that stretch. So I do like it. Obviously, missed some time there against Miami, hoping he's rested, hoping he's good to go with his minutes and whatnot. But he did hit it in that last game he played against Miami. He had 9 assists. But even if he is kind of like hobbled and whatnot, I think that might speak to the assist more because maybe he's not going to be as aggressive scoring and all that. So again, these 2 plays are definitely backed a lot of by what we've seen and kind of what we saw from both series, I guess, with the Cavs playing the Heat and then the Bucks and the Pacers game. But there are some analytics behind it too. I mentioned how he had that game against Miami. Well, he's been averaging over 12 potential assists per game. So even at bare minimum, in theory, with the 50-50 rule, he should be seeing 6 assists here, right? So I do like the spot for, again, both Garland and DeAndre Hunter, but we just got to be real, right? Like when you get late into the season, but into the playoffs like this, there's a lot of and I hate to say this because I do love numbers and I love the backing of plays with analytics and whatnot, but there is a lot of watching that needs to be done, and I think you can tell who has and hasn't kind of got that grasp. Because if you just looked at raw numbers, you'd still say Indiana's defense lacks in the paint. And you look at that, and it's like, well, then why would we not target a guy to get down there and try and score? Mobley, even Mitchell slashing, that type of thing. But we're pivoting to the assists for Garland, pivoting to the threes for Hunter because Indiana has shown that they're trying and throwing extra bodies down there, right? So boom, little spot up, some open looks, and that type of thing. That isn't showing up on paper, which again, it's tough because even with the dashboard and all that, check out the dashboard, GuyBostonSports.com. I do think that numbers are always important, but especially in like game ones of series and whatnot, it's like what can we pull from what happened in the recent series and kind of see it playing out with a new team now. I don't know. That makes sense to me. But again, I am in Vegas, and maybe we're reporting live from Hangover Central. Just maybe. But let's go ahead and get into play number 3. But first, let's talk to you guys about this free square over on Sleeper Picks. We got Tyrese Halliburton here for game number 1. In this one, we just talked about 2 Cavs, but if you want to take a prop for the Pacers, I would consider Halliburton 0.5 points. You're also going to get your first deposit 100% matched up to $100 over on Sleeper, which I love that they're bringing back their old OG offer for new customers. Check it out, guys. That link will be down below in the description, as well as the pinned comment, or sign up using code GuyBoston. You'll get the exact same perks. Let's go ahead and dive into the last play of today's video. Dillon Brooks, I like his over PRA. First and foremost, we just talked about kind of having a feel for things and whatnot. I mean, Dillon Brooks does kind of scream gamer in the sense of this is game 7, intense series so far. I do think that he's going to be involved and have a lot of opportunities. If this line was any higher, I'm talking like, near 17 and a half, something like that, I wouldn't be all over it. But this is a guy that has already in this series alone, right? Already in this series has hit this with points twice. Now, he didn't have the best of games last time out, obviously. But, I do like the fact that he's averaging right around the 3 potential assist mark. So we get a couple assists out of him. That would be great. He's had a couple games here now in this series in particular with 9 rebound chances. I really like to see that because if he can go out there and give us, 9 rebound chances, that means he's probably going to end up with, just by, again, the 50-50 rule. And if you guys don't know what I mean by that, it's that usually with potential assists or rebound chances, as long as you're not like a center or sometimes one of these point guards that convert really well. I say centers because they actually convert their assists a lot higher. But someone like Dillon Brooks, who's going to play, kind of in the middle, whether it's 3, 4, sometimes the 2. Usually, if you get 9 potential assists, you're looking at, by math standards, 50%, 4.5 assists, right? So say you get 10 to make it an easier number. 5 assists or rebound chances, 5 rebounds would be kind of the number expected, the 50-50 rule I like to call it. So again, if he goes out there and gets 9 potential assists, we're looking at 4 or 5 actual assists, rebound chances. If he goes out there and gets 3, 4 potential assists, we're looking at around 2. We're already up to, 8, right? For 5, 3, 5, 2, 7, or 8 in terms of a floor from a rebounds assist perspective. From the points perspective, he's already had in this series alone 11, 16, 13, 11, 24. The last game, the guy sucked, right? From 3, he didn't make a single 3. He only made 1 field goal attempt. I believe it was it was a 2. Shot 20% from the field. Didn't really get to the foul line. And then when he did, he missed a foul shot. Only played the 18 minutes. So if we just get a normal scoring night out of him, I do think the rebounds and assists will follow as well. And like I mentioned, this is a guy that I would categorize, as much as I don't like Dillon Brooks. Like, in all honesty, I think he's a pest and all that, but he's the type of guy you probably love if he's on your team, hate if you're not. He is going to be involved in this game, and he's going to be a guy that takes this Game 7 as an intense Game 7, more so than some other guys that might be on the floor. So, yeah, I think that he's going to, at least we have that on our side where we know he's going to get 110% effort. So, Dillon Brooks over 14.5 points, rebounds plus assists. Points, rebounds plus assists. I say that right? Yes. But just to recap, guys, and I know we talked a lot for just 3 picks. We get those comments all the time. DeAndre Hunter over in threes. We have Garland's over in assists. And then I'm liking Dillon Brooks over 14.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Really do appreciate you guys tuning in, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.